What's going on, guys? Kigerr here, and the new patch just dropped. Myself, an alliance mate, and two other buddies jumped in cross server 1, 2, 3 go, and went on the Magneto stage 5, and we're going to be watching the replay as well as explaining how this works. Let's get into it. Alright, so we're going to watch the record of myself and 3 other players doing stage 5, and then I'm going to explain what we're doing and why we're doing it. Once this is done, I'll go over the build I was using, as well as I can tell you what Lucky Tom, Ogre, and OBJam were using. We're going to start it off right now. So how this works is you have 3 kind of 4 waves. What happens here is we fight these colossal enemies right here, the security guys. There's also these blue security guys that we're going to beat up who are causing this blue square around us to be here. And as you see, the blue guys drop down. We're killing them right now. The build I'm using right here is technically not what I should be using right now. I should be using a different build to burn everything down, and once we get to the final boss, swap to this build. But really, the damage doesn't matter early on. You just gotta get past the early stuff. I knew OBJam was here with me and he could deal with a bunch of the damage. Ogre also does a great amount of damage himself. So now this wave is done. The blue circle's gone, and now you gotta kill the destroyer sentinels around the perimeter. This is similar to Storm's mission when you start the game with her, and they're all around the edge. So we were telling, myself and OBJam were in the voice chat, and we were going around the edges. As you can see, I met up with them, and we're killing the last couple right here. Yeah, the last 2 right there. And then we go into Magneto. Magneto has 2 phases. You have the initial burn down phase, which that's what we're in right now. You just have to kill him. The red orbs right here, the red circles, once you go through them, it gets rid of it and no one else can go through it until the next wave of them comes down. The red one gives total damage and guard break damage, and then the blue one gives damage received down. So you use the blue one to burn them, and then you use the blue one to stay alive. We're not super worried about burning him in this early phase. We want to just stay healthy. So the goal in this early stage is to take the blue, unless you're worried about damage. If you're worried about damage, take the red, and because it gives you that total damage, and just trying to burn him down as quick as possible. As you can see, Ogre's not even taking any of them. Just not worried about it in this early phase. But remember, if you take one of the 2, there's 2 reds and 2 blues, and they go interchange, and when you take one, it disappears. So he does that wave just then. You can dodge it. I did not have to, seeing as I had blue going, so it didn't even feel like it damaged me. Now you can see his guard damage. He is invulnerable to actual damage, but as you can see, we are ripping him to shreds, and his guard, it's at 75% right now. We all have red going right this second for bonus damage. I have the Scrag Companion giving us all guard damage up on Magneto. I am using all high or highest guard break skills, so is OBJam. And Lucky Tom is using exclusively highest guard break damage. As you can see, 5-3 dead. And that's how it goes. We'll see the score. So for abilities, you can see I'm using all high or highest guard break skills with speed amp. I would recommend this build right here for the opening waves. This is all quick damage. You're just trying to get through the waves as fast as possible. Then, as you can see, Iron Man, this invasion was made for Captain America and Strange. Strange got a new specialization that is effectively a Scrag. I'll show you Scrag right here. Companion, rare Scrag. So her bonus effect, so putting her on your board, is 6.86%. And then as you see, her skill increases guard damage received by 21% for 10 seconds when the skill lands. She punches them, they take more guard damage. Strange has a similar specialization now, allowing him to make a target take more guard damage. And Captain America has all highest guard break skills, making them a great 1-2 combo, and then you need 2 DPSs. The last wave right there, the biggest issue is it looked real easy right there, but that's because we did like 6-ish runs trying to see what all the mechanics were. And in that last wave, when you're just trying to eat through his guard break, he's also doing damage over time on the entire map. Doesn't matter where you are on the map, he is ticking damage on you. You have a timer to break his guard. So it's kind of a damage. There's in World of Warcraft and other game MMOs, there's a damage thing where they want you to have a certain amount of damage before you can beat that boss. So that's kind of what they were made for. Iron Man does have things he can do, such as this specialization up here that I'm not built into. 10% guard damage for every weapon cartridge. You have 3, so 30% extra guard damage. Omega cards. I am using 1 right here. Kingpin, which has guard damage as his thing. There's also a set 9 one right here. Avengers 2016 guard damage. I would build both of them up as well as supervillain damage. And if you have it, obviously, it's hard. The set 13 supervillain damage decrease, so you can survive that damage over time tick. Next, let's get into. Alright, so the invasion itself. There's going to be some backlash. I've already seen it a little bit of Stage 5. Stage 5 is 1.445 million required, minimum. And I hate to say it, it is kind of required. I'm only 1.6 something with my PvE build. I've kind of been focused on PvP, so my PvE build doesn't hit the recommended power. You can do it at that 1.4 if you're specialized and focused on these things. 1.4 is almost impossible to get without a couple nanos, maybe some attack on your helmet and such. It's a big offshoot of what it was before, but I do like the invasion itself, minus this minimum. Last but not least. Alright, so how the battle badge creation works. I knew this was going to be confusing for people. To get a Magneto badge 1, you need to either make it or get it from drops. And so as you see, it requires the alloy, which is actually super hard to come by this alloy. This is just for making a badge or increasing its rank. All of them are separated, so each one of these are the different slots. So Magneto Battle Badge 1 is slot 1, and then once you make a slot 1, you go up in star with using the currency. So as you see, I can use 1 alloy to make a level 1 badge, and then let me see, I have 5, that one, yeah, so here. It would cost an alloy for 5 plus 1. I would have to use the 5 to turn into the 5 plus 1. It keeps its stats and re-rolls the cores. That's a real interesting thing about this. If you see stats you like, at least I've done 2 re-rolls and it's kept them. So I can't 100% say that for certain. I've only done it twice, but that's what I've seen so far. So as you see, Fatal Attraction 5, 5 plus 1. I use 5 to go to plus 1, and you see I can make it, but I need this currency, the Magneto Seals, which are drops from doing the invasion. So if I do a couple more, one more invasion, I'll have enough to go ahead and make this to +1, and then I can use that same one to go to +2. And that's how this crafting works. Once they're at +1, they get the special stat, the special effect, and once you have the special effect, then the +1, +2, +3, +4, +5 is not better stats. It is more range. I'll show you that right here. Alright, as we see right here, all of them have an effect they do once you hit stamina levels. As you see, Fatal Attraction 1, +1 through +5. When your stamina is at 100%, starting at +1, so it doesn't have the effect at the base 6-star, you have to do 6-star +1. At 100% or higher stamina, it does the effect, and then once at +5, if you're above 80%, you get the attack up to 7.5% for 7 seconds with a 25-second cooldown. So as it scales, when you have it at +5, it does not get better stats. It goes from 100% requirement to 80% requirement, allowing you to have some stamina missing and still get the buff. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think I gave you enough information and how you guys feel about Magneto. I enjoyed the challenge, and if I get a good group of 4, we can steamroll it, but if I go in with a pug group, people I don't know, can definitely still get slaughtered. Till next time, guys.